moment was had. What did you just watch? Excellent question. My name is River. I'm an artist living off-grid in the Pacific Northwest in a 19-foot yurt and this abandoned cabin of unmeasured dimensions. And you just watched the creative intro to my villain origin story, or how I went from being someone who had never set a mousetrap in their life to having a personal vendetta against the species Paramiscus maniculatus. Now let's go back to the moment in the story where my relationship with deer mice started to get tense. I made the mistake of leaving out some pans that still had some food on them when I was here last, and there is fresh mouse poop on them. And now I need to put on a mask and gloves and clean that shit. Since I last filmed, I did more of a deep dive looking into the Hanta Virus situation, and I knew about it, and I knew that you know, get it respiratorily. But yeah, I think I just like didn't really realize how serious it is, and it's definitely kind of like put a damper on my morale. Like, even though I have been pretty good about wearing a mask and gloves when cleaning up the mouse poop, I found out that I shouldn't have been sweeping. Like, in the last video, I brought out this little like hand broom thing and I was sweeping the mouse poop off of the shelves when originally I was spraying them with bleach and then getting them off with a paper towel. I switched to the other method because it was faster, and I didn't know that like you're not supposed to sweep mouse poop at all because that causes the dust particles to become airborne, and that's like the easiest way for them to spread, and you actually are supposed to like completely wet them down with the disinfectant and then wipe them up, which is like what I was doing originally, although I also don't think I was doing the best job of wetting them down. The Hanta virus, it is the most common on the West Coast. It's quite common in Washington where I live. It's spread by deer mice. That's the type of mice that we have around here. That's the mouse that I found dead in the cabin first moved in. It is only transmissible through the fresh droppings and urine of these mice. So basically like more than 4-day-old poop is not a problem. And about 85% of the deer mice here don't have it, but 15% do. This is a disease that sometimes you get it or a virus, you get it and you're fine. You might have no symptoms. You might quickly get over it, but it is fatal for a scary amount of people. They don't really know what percentage of people who get the virus die because you can't test for the virus, which is scary. There's also nothing you can do to treat it other than just support the human who has it. And if it gets into really bad respiratory systems, you can have your lungs fill up with fluid and they can like help you drain the fluid from your lungs. But there's not a whole lot you can do. But there is only like 5 cases in Washington per year. So it's rare, but it's also a serious threat. Riskiest situation you can put yourself in is cleaning out an old building full of mouse poop, which is exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, I feel like even though I knew about it and I was taking precautions, I don't feel like I was taking it seriously enough. Some of you have like chimed in the comments that, you know, I'm not taking it seriously enough. And I was like, yes, I am. But after reading more about it, I feel like I haven't been. Walking in and seeing there was fresh poop by the sink, I opened the window over there, doused it with bleach, and now I'm going to try to clean it really carefully. But yeah, it's also scary because a lot of times symptoms don't show up for 8 weeks after exposure. So like I feel totally fine right now. But yeah, if in 2 months from me starting to clean the cabin, I die, then you know what happened. I'm like joking, but I'm also serious. Having there be like a super deadly virus from just like the common woodland deer mouse really sucks. Thankfully, I haven't had any mice in the yurt since the very beginning. Like I had one mouse incident when I first moved in, and then there hasn't been any since then. But I also feel like if I left the yurt for more than like a couple days, they would probably come in. The owners of the property boarded up the holes in the floor recently in here. Obviously the mice still got in while I was gone to poop on the dishes that I left out like an idiot. I'm just feeling really tired, and I'm like almost done with this front room. We're not done, but like to a place where it looks nice and I can enjoy it. And then this has just kind of put a damper on what would otherwise be a celebratory time. Doing it right this time. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but there's fresh droppings in my cleaning supplies. Like, what do you guys even want out of here? What do you want? Trying to figure out where to even begin with this situation. I know some of you really hate it when I complain. Too bad. This sucks. That doesn't mean it's not worth it. Had some commenters be like, you complain so much. You chose this life. Why are you complaining? It can be hard and still be worth it, okay? We don't need any toxic positivity over here. Okay, I do have to show you one thing. The mouse ate through the outside of this Comet container, which is just very strange to me because this is not food. But yeah, I guess I just won't stock Comet anymore because I guess that attracts them, which is wild. But yeah, I'm about to throw this away. I just wanted to show y'all that. Well, that was intense. I think I did everything I'm supposed to. Completely agree with people who have recommended that the main solution is to have a cat. Where I'm at with that right now is that I would need to get a kitten so that I could socialize it with Romeo from a young age. I'm worried that if I got an adult cat, Romeo would try to chase it and then it would just leave and go live with the other cats on the property. I need the cat to think of this cabin as its home specifically also. And I've never had a cat before. We had like outdoor barn cats who just showed up when I was sort of living in the country in high school, middle school. But yeah, I've never taken care of a cat before and definitely concerned that, I don't know, just decide to leave and that it doesn't want to live here if it's not a kitten. And if it is a kitten, I feel like I can't do that in the winter because it's cold and I would be like leaving it in a cold place alone for a lot of the day when I go to work and for the whole weekend when I go to Portland for the weekend. So it seems like something I can't really do until later. I am gonna get peppermint oil when I go to town and start putting that literally everywhere. River versus Mice 2025. Let's not bring this battle into 2026. Hey, 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 let's fight. Let's fight. It's a battle. It's a battle. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. Hopefully. First step of fighting these mice. My bandana is damage control. And I've realized that I've made a lot of mistakes that could have prevented some mouse damage. I just pulled out all of these drawers where I keep my sewing stuff that was on the ground underneath a shelf. I watched this video. I will try to remember to link this gal in Montana who maintains this 1800s log cabin about how she winterizes for mice, and her process is going to be a little bit different than mine because I am not winterizing and leaving. I still live here, so I can't exactly like put every single rug away and like get rid of every single thing that has fabric, etc., etc. But what I'm understanding about the mouse thing is that the reason why they weren't bothering me during the summer and they are now is because it's extremely wet and there's not a lot of food out now. So the advantage to them of coming into my dry, cozy yurt and looking for food or nesting is significantly higher now in the winter than it was in the summer. So I think I thought that just because I'm in the cabin so much or in the yurt so much and Romeo's in the yurt so much that would deter them alone. But clearly not. I do think that most of this damage and mouse infiltration happened when I was gone for 2 nights, but it's very possible that, you know, including this sewing thing, like I haven't looked intentionally into my sewing stuff in a while. I always look on all of the surfaces of my yurt for mouse poop when I first come in, but they could have been nesting in my sewing stuff earlier. Gotta put my mask back on and show you. A lot of it I've already cleaned up, but you can see that there is mouse poop, and they kind of have these weird little like shavings that they're leaving everywhere. I think it's wood shavings. It looks like there might be some kind of urine on this bag as well. And over here, more mouse poop nestings on my fabric. I'm just trying to do damage control to get both of my dwellings, the yurt and the cabin, into a state where there isn't this like low-hanging fruit for the mice to get, and set traps, and then I'll do more kind of like long-term stuff. So I'm just gonna put on gloves, shake the mouse poop off of this fabric, and then I'm putting it all in a tote. I know they can chew through plastic, but I don't think they're gonna chew through thick plastic just to get to fabric. If they do, I will deal with it later. Because the Hanta virus is only contagious for 4 days, I'm going to, yeah, put gloves on, shake all this out, put it away for like a couple weeks at least. Romeo would like to be using this good weather to go for a hike, but instead he needs to be patient. I have all my sewing stuff moved in here. I have my makeup moved into another tote, and I've bleached the hell out of the drawers that I had this stuff in. I'm just warning you guys right now that this is probably almost for sure the most violent and angry you're ever gonna see me in a video. I am so mad right now. I know that this is my fault for not taking proper preventative measures to prevent the mice from coming in. I know that it's my fault, so feel free to tell me that in the comments, but I already know that. But I am so mad right now. My sewing stuff, like, I only kept my nicest fabrics and works in progress when I moved, and there was fucking mouse shit and piss all over this beautiful fabric. Like, they're fully just burrowed in there, pissing and shitting, bringing feathers in there, bringing bits of bobs or whatever. They were nesting in my fabric. I don't know how long they were doing that for, but it was so gross. There's like piss stains on a lot of this nice fabric that was expensive, that I was fully planning to use at some point, and I will eventually wash it and cut out the pieces that are too stained to use, but God, that's annoying. My makeup shelf, which, like, as you guys know if you watch the channel, I don't wear makeup very often. I'm usually wearing my glasses. I have very sensitive skin. I'm not like a pick-me girl who's like, I don't ever wear makeup. I just have really sensitive skin. Like right now I'm having an eczema flare-up. I don't know if y'all can tell, but very sensitive skin. But I am a professional dancer, so I have makeup, hair stuff, and contacts that I wear for being a professional dancer, and I hadn't looked in there in quite a while because I forgot to pack that stuff on my last trip. Actually had to borrow some things, and yeah, they freaking ate my contacts. That is not food, Mickey Mouse. It's not food. What are you doing? Eating into my contacts, eating into my makeup, pissing and shitting all over that. That shit is expensive and I need it for work. I sprayed a lot of it down with bleach, and then I'm just putting it in this box, and I'm not going to touch it for a couple weeks, just like the other stuff, so that there is no active possibility of Hanta virus on there. I have this other basket of clothes inside the yurt that is like sweatshirts and extra jackets that's been sitting on the ground. And now that I understand how these mice work, I'm almost positive that that's gonna have stuff in it. I don't think I told you guys this earlier, but this sort of kicked off by me finding a bunch of my shirts with holes eaten through them in my drawers. They're straight up in my drawers. I'm not sure if I didn't 100% close my drawers or if they just got in there anyway. They can fit through a dime-sized hole. So I am so mad right now. I'm like, these guys are not gonna kick me out of my house. Some of my friends have basically been like, I don't know if this lifestyle is safe because of the Hanta virus and these mice. This is not very safe. I'm like, you are not gonna kick me out of my home with your stupid fucking disease. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you all. You're done? We're done here, mice. We're done. Oh yeah, they're nesting in here too. Ah! I know I look ridiculous with this mask on top of my head. Yeah, okay, I have cleaned out pretty much everything. The cabin has a couple things in the back room that I can use to store stuff up off the ground. I would rather have there be mice in the back storage room of the cabin than have there be mice in the yurt, which is an extremely small space where I sleep. That seems like the highest risk of me getting the Hanta virus. It's starting to rain. I bleached all of the containers that had mouse poop things in it, and I'm setting them out to dry. I'm sorry I'm not filming a lot of me actually doing this. Once I have gloves on and I'm touching contaminated things, I don't want to touch my camera. That's why I'm more so just like taking breaks to tell you what's going on. Okay, I'm in Jai's shop and I'm gonna make some bucket traps. I got some new buckets for this. I do have old buckets, but honestly, the other ones are white. I kind of hate these orange ones, and I figured they are cheaper. They're cheaper than the white ones at Home Depot because they want you to advertise for them. I've got some wire. I I know you can use wire hangers, but I don't have any hangers because I don't hang stuff in the yurt. So I got some wire. I have some old cans, and I'm going to drill a hole on either side, put the wire through, drill a hole through this, wire through that, peanut butter on this, water in this. It's pretty simple. There's better tutorials out there. This isn't really a tutorial, but I'm gonna make 2 of these. I think this drill bit is a little bit too big, but I think it's gonna be fine. Ow! Fucking A! Fuck! Fuck, I just cut up my hand. I need a Band-Aid. Okay, ow. The screwdriver slipped and took a chunk out of my thumb. So it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to show you because I'm really squeamish about other people's injuries and I don't want my channel to be like that. I'm going to hold this down with my other hand really far away. That looks pretty good. Trust me to take something simple and turn it into something hard. Ow. Goes in one end. I feel like it's spinning well enough, but it could spin better. I'm gonna try a plastic bottle for this other one, which might work better because the opening is circular, so it might free spin a little bit better. Okay, I have my 2 buckets ready. Now I need to find something I can turn into a little ramp for them. I just filled up the bottom of these traps with rainwater well past the height that a mouse is gonna stand. And now I'm putting peanut butter on the cans. Romeo, no. There's mouse poop on the top of my peanut butter. Awesome. Put a glove on and smear the peanut butter on there by hand. I think that's gonna be easier than trying to use a knife or something. Okay, I have 1 trap set up in the kitchen. I'm a little bit worried that this ramp is too steep, but they've climbed crazier stuff. So there's that one. And then the other one is in the back room, back storage room, has a more appropriately sized ramp with peanut butter on it. Okay, I'm gonna unload the stuff that I was gonna bring over here and just put it in the front room. Then I'm gonna leave this room. Well, I'll probably check on it tomorrow, but I'm gonna basically not hang out in here and let the traps do their work. Okay, it is 2 days later. I have checked both days, and there is still no mice in either of the traps. There's also no new mice poop out that I can see, so that's good, obviously. But I know that they're around here, right? Like, I know that they're around here. I know they're gonna come back. I have to leave Friday, Saturday to go work in the city again, and I'm hoping that they will fall into the traps while I'm gone. They didn't even touch the peanut butter that I left on a knife on the floor next to the trap, so I don't think it's just that they're going around the trap. I think that they're, like, not in here right now. I don't know, but I'm gonna chill in the cabin since it's not nasty in here. Quite cozy in here right now. Okay, I'm leaving for the weekend, which is when they really ran amok last time. So far, nothing in the traps, no mouse poop out anywhere I can see. Let's see what happens when I get back. I also just want to say that it is weirdly warm out right now for December. It is 58 degrees. I am not cold at all. I'm about to put on a different outfit, so that's why I'm not wearing like my sweater or whatever, but it's literally not cold at all. Even though there's no fire going, it's just not cold, which is weird for mid-December. Climate change is weird. Wow, okay, right after I filmed that, I had my camera sat right here, and there is a dead mouse in this glass that I guess still had some water in it. So that's gross. I'm surprised it was able to climb into the glass without tipping over the glass, because those are not very secure. So, wow, okay. All right, I guess that is 1 mouse down. It is raining so hard and has been raining so hard for the past week. It's been really hard for me to get us outside for the exercise that Romeo needs because it's just nasty out And it's hard when we get all muddy to also get dry and clean again. Romeo's been a really good boy, mostly just snuggling inside with me. I don't even know if you guys can hear me over the rain. It's even louder in the yurt. It's very much rain ASMR all the time, which I don't mind. What I wanted to say is that when I got back from being gone for the whole weekend, I found no signs of mice in the yurt at all. I had cleaned everything, put sheets over the furniture so that I could easily see if there's mouse poop. They didn't look like they had messed with the mini trap that was in there, but they also just looked like they hadn't been in the yurt at all, which is obviously a good thing. So I feel happy about that. That was definitely a relief coming home and not having to like mask up and glove up and treat my home like a hazmat situation. In the couple days since then, I haven't noticed any mice around the yurt either. They probably live under the platform, which should be nice and dry for them. I'm happy for them to live under the platform as long as they don't try to come inside. When my ex-husband and I rented a house in Seattle, there was rats that lived in the roof, possibly in the attic. The attic was more like an insulated crawl space, so it was like loose insulation, so we weren't about to go in there and look. But basically, there was rats who lived on the roof, in the roof, don't really know. They would come down the gutters to go steal stuff from the garden. But we only really ever had a problem with them when they got through this duct into the garage and ate a bunch of my camping gear. They ate all of the foam out of my ski boots. I don't have ski boots anymore. Those were like from when I was, you know, a kid, or not a kid, but like a high schooler. Ate the helmet too. I basically don't have any ski gear anymore. And they ate our like camping mattress. And that sucked, but we were able to just block off the vent that they were coming through into the garage, and then we didn't have any more rat problems. And we didn't really mind if they lived in the roof. It wasn't our house. If it was our house, we probably would have taken steps to actually get rid of them because of whatever damage they were doing. Yeah, we just planted extra stuff in the garden for them. We had so much food, it really didn't matter if they took some stuff. And we're careful about our compost piles. But we weren't about to poison them because our pets could get poisoned and the surrounding birds and whatnot would get poisoned, which is not okay. And we weren't going to pay for them to get trapped or whatever because it wasn't our house. But yeah, the same thing kind of applies here. If the deer mice want to live under my platform where it's nice and dry, they are super welcome to. They just can't come inside. Water drips down here, and that was flooding back onto the platform, but I put some plastic under it from some packaging that I had, and now the platform inside and outside is perfectly dry. Now you're inside. Can you hear the rain tapping on the roof? It's quite loud. I find it to be really peaceful. The only time it bothers me is sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and think I hear a sound outside, but I can't tell because of the rain coming down. So I'm not gonna lie, I've been back here since my trip and I thought my camera was in here, but it wasn't. So I already can tell you that there was no mice in the traps. Is there a mouse in there now? No. What there is, though, you can't really see, is that the ramp leading up to it with the peanut butter, has molded, which is gross. See how this one's doing. Doesn't look like there's anything in there either. Oh, the ramp has been licked clean, and it looks like maybe they've been eating off of this thing as well, but just not falling into the water. That's annoying. My water trap did not work the second time. I don't see any mouse poop sign in the kitchen area, which is good, obviously, but I did see some poop up on top of this shelf and in the corner of this shelf. I'm not sure if I just missed that when I was cleaning because it was dark or if that's new. I think at the next, here, come here, be in the frame if you're gonna be annoying. I think at the next thing I need to do is I have bought some classic mouse traps and I need to set those up. And I might swap the two traps because it seems like maybe the can one is harder for them to jump off of. So maybe I can switch that to go in the back and use the other ramp. I should probably reload the ramp with peanut butter. But yeah, I am not going to do the classic traps until tomorrow because I have to go to work in like 10 minutes. And I've been avoiding doing the classic traps because I'm afraid of trapping my fingers. I feel like that's just such a thing I would do, is to set the trap and then end up trapping myself. I need to like use my full executive function to set up those traps, or it's gonna be not good. So that's the plan. I'm kind of disappointed though. I thought that these traps were gonna have like 20 mice in them a day. Like that's what I feel like everybody who does them online says happens, but maybe my traps aren't good enough. It's a new day. I've got my hair protected and I'm wearing a shitty sweatshirt and cleaning pants to get some more shit done today. Let's check these traps. It does not appear that anything has fallen in there. Apparently I took all my gloves over to the yurt, which sucks. I'm gonna have to walk back over there. I'm just gonna grab this with a paper towel, show you. It is covered in mold. I don't think it was an effective runway for the mice. Launched it into some brambles under a cedar. It'll rot there. I just don't want Romeo to, you know, try to eat it. That would be gross. Huh, buddy? We don't want that. We don't want that. Respirator going on to look at the backroom trap. There's a moth in there, but no mice. I'm gonna walk over to the yurt and get my box of gloves. Ah! I bought some cheap peanut butter to set these traps because I don't want to keep using my nice organic peanut butter for these mice. They don't deserve it, so I bought just like the cheapest thing. I hope these mice like crunchy. Now here's for the part where I hopefully don't hurt myself. I'm literally so scared right now. Okay, it looks like I successfully set my first mouse trap. I'm back. It's the next day. I went into town and I got a crap ton of mouse traps. Coming back today, there was some success. 2 mice, 1 per bucket trap, went down over the night. So that's good. Sounds like me reorienting them worked. Interesting too, because one of them didn't have a ramp. So, but I kind of set them up so that a mouse might try to jump from one bucket to the other. I did go get some more wood and made a better ramp for that trap. So I'm gonna move them a little further apart and see how that works out. But I also just have a bunch of mechanical traps I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna put them all over the shelves and all over the back room. This is gonna be the great mouse trapping of 2025. Hopefully I can get them. I did have my mint spray come in the mail today. I haven't picked it up from the mailbox. What I've heard and understood is that the mint works better as a deterrent once you have addressed your initial mouse issue. So it seems like creating more traps is still kind of my best bet at the moment. I came up with an idea last night when I was thinking about today, and I sent it to my sister. I sent her some lyrics that I wrote to turn into a song, and she created the most hilarious and epic song for me that I could ever ask for. So I'm gonna set up these traps and do it to my sister's music. If you guys haven't noticed, I always have it in like a little caption, but I don't usually say it out loud. All of the music that I use on my channel, other than the royalty-free Eagle sound that I use to censor my swearing, is created by my older sister, one of my best friends in the whole world. Her music artist name is Moody May, and I always link her in the description, and I'm so lucky to have her creativity on the channel. Okay, it's time. to kill them all.
I will watch them fall, eradicate them all, death to all the mice, a trap for every tail. I will watch them all, eradicate them all, death to all the mice, a trap for every tail. I will watch them fall, eradicate them all.
I hope that you enjoyed that silliness. My sister is literally a genius for being able to make that song on her iPad in like 1 hour this morning. I am forever impressed by her creativity, but also how much fun we have when we collaborate together. Okay, as you saw, I mixed baking soda into the peanut butter. This is a tip that I got from the cashier at the store where I got the mouse traps. She said that she is in a similar position to me where she's not willing to use poison. She has a barn, there's a lot of mice, and she said that mice cannot burp, but basically if they eat the baking soda peanut butter, even if they don't fall into a trap, they will fill up with gas and die. Very dark, but we are trying to eradicate them. I reset the bucket traps with more peanut butter. I put the longer ramp onto the one. I've got like 10 traps around the cabin now. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and see what's up. It is raining so hard right now. I also got some really cute stuff at the thrift store, including this candle holder, and I got 2 of these flower petal shaped candle holders, which is fun. Let's see, ooh, should I get some B-roll for the video? Do like I don't have mud on my face anymore. Oh my god, this is crazy. Let's see, what else can I do? I should have left the mud on my face. Should I put more mud on? I don't know, probably not. I also got this massive crock. It's like ceramic with a glass top. I'm not really sure what people use this for. Ooh. Normally, I don't know, I think you can probably put it in the oven. My main thought was that with a heavy glass lid and a big ceramic container, I could put like onions and garlic and stuff that I normally would leave out on the counter but can't in there. I got this really cute baking dish. I got this cute little ceramic thing, which I think is probably a spoon holder, but I'm gonna use it for holding my soap back at the yurt because my soap keeps like getting soap everywhere. I'm like a bar soap person and it needs that. I got another little ceramic thing for my soap here. It has a lid on it so I can know for sure that the mice didn't step on my soap. Love that. Got a matching set of these little red tea light candle holders. I got this little bird thing. It was $1. It looked, I don't know, what's the best angle? Yeah. It looked, it looks like a handmade, like little wooden tchotchke of like somebody really like tried to paint this little bird. I think it's really cute, so I grabbed that. I think that's everything I got when I was thrifting. I spent less than 20 bucks, which is nice. Like the small town where I live has real thrifting where everything is actually cheap, and then on top of it being cheap, I think it was like 30% off the whole store. I went to 2 different stores and both of them I got definitely over 10 bucks worth of stuff based on the sticker price, but then it ended up being less than 10 bucks in total, which I'm not complaining. I feel like that's how thrifting was for me growing up, even in like a mid-sized town, and then the Depop seller era started, and then it's been really hard to find thrift stuff that's actually cheap. And it's like, if I'm gonna buy some secondhand thing that you know, there's just like a crap ton of things, literally just so many things out in the world. They should be cheap. So that's nice. And I got some really weird looks today. I think because of my outfit. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know, you probably can't really tell. Anyway, you can't really tell what's going on. It's just plaid on plaid on plaid. I am definitely a weirdo in the small town that's nearby, and people do be giving me weird looks, but what you gonna do? I'm just gonna keep being me. They can get with it or not. All right, I will see you tomorrow. We will be battling the mice for another day. Hello, I'm back. It's a couple days later. I checked on the traps. What? Oh, you're so wet. Ew, I can't. I was about to pick him up for you for the camera, but he is very dirty. I don't want to do that. I'm sorry Romeo hasn't been in the video that much. I've been trying to keep him out of the fray of the mouse trapping. So yeah, I have been back. It's been 2 days since I set all of the traps in the most dramatic way possible. There have been no mice in the traps, but there's also no signs of mice anywhere, and they also didn't take some bait that I left outside the traps to see if they were just like too smart for the traps or whatever. So far I've gotten 3 mice, 1 on accident that went into my water cup that I accidentally put away with water in it, and then 2 in the bucket traps. Of course, wishful thinking, I would love to believe that there was just 3 mice living in the cabin, and that now that I've trapped them, that I don't have a mouse problem in the cabin anymore. But that is probably incredibly unrealistic. How I'm feeling right now is that I feel empowered by, it's weird to use the word empowered when talking about battling the mice. I feel empowered by having multiple techniques for trapping mice. It truly feels like trapping mice is an art and a science, and you really kind of have to like think like a mouse and get all up in there. But I think that what I've learned from this whole saga is that the most important thing is to take preventative measures, especially with the yurt. The yurt is never going to be mouse proof because of its construction, the breathability that makes it so cozy and smell good in there, and all of that also makes it very easy for the mice to get in and out. They can just eat through or slip under the outside layers and get in there. Since I've done my preventative measures and my big mouse cleanup in there, I haven't had any more mice sign in there, which is good. I think that getting everything off the floor has been really helpful, and I'm also spraying mint essential oils every day around the perimeter on the floor. I was feeling really depressed and despondent, and definitely the lowest that I've felt on this entire journey of moving off grid and living this alternative lifestyle. And I definitely still feel sobered up by the Hanta Virus mouse situation, but I don't feel that level of helplessness and fear that I was feeling at the beginning of this video a couple weeks ago. So that's good. I was hoping that I would be able to be like, and then I caught 15 mice in the bucket traps as the conclusion of this, because a lot of people online who do the bucket trap tutorials are like, you're gonna find like 10 mice in here a day. But obviously, you know, that's not the case. It is in a way a good thing if there just aren't 15 mice in here. Maybe it was just the 3 mice doing their damage. I don't really know. And I also just want to disclaim, I don't think I need to, but I know that the little music video thing is really intense, and I really hope I don't piss off permanently any vegan viewers or people, I don't know, who take things kind of literally. I am not excited about killing animals. This is a last resort. I don't think I have any other option. I'm choosing not to go the poison route to make sure I'm not hurting the ecosystem, hurting the birds in the area, potentially hurting my dog. There isn't really any option for me to make sure that I don't get deathly ill from this virus other than to kill the mice. And I wanted to express some of my frustration through dark humor and being silly, and I don't actually get excited about killing even the little mice. Like even the little mice, even though I've had moments of being like, I hate them so much, it's still a bummer to me that they have this virus and that I have to be so serious about catching them. I'm going to release that video, which I broke up into 2 parts for the sake of the storyline for this, but I'm gonna release it as a full video, as a collab with my sister who made the song. And I hope that if you have any friends that live in the country that are dealing with mouse issues, that you can send it to them to lighten up their day a little bit. It can just feel very intense fighting these little tiny, cute, smart creatures who can essentially poison you without you even realizing it until like 8 weeks later when you're in the hospital and it's too late. I really don't think there's anything else for me to ramble about. I really appreciate you watching this video. I was trying to do 2 videos a week for all of December and that has not been successful, but I will probably put out more than 1 video a week at least one of the weeks for the rest of December because I've got some fun stuff planned. I am doing a couple more things to the front room before I move on to the back room, but I also just want to take a short because I know the back room is probably a part of the mouse problem. I need to like deep clean it so I can find any potential holes or whatever, but I want to take a short break from the intense mouse poop cleaning just to enjoy this front room and the work that I have put into it so far, because it does kind of feel like I've just been go, 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 go with this project. I've only hung out in the cabin not working on it as a project like 2 or 3 times, and it's kind of just starting to feel a little bit like it's just work and not like I chose to have this extra space so I can enjoy a light-filled, spacious area during the rainy season when I don't want to just be in my yurt all the time and it's dark and whatnot. Okay, I'm going, goodbye. Thank you for watching my villain origin story. You're a good boy.